Who is climbing? Who is falling? And who just flat out stinks?
Some of y'all football sucks.
This is the Big 12 Power Poll with Jake and Ben on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5 DKSL Sports Zone. Make this Thanksgiving unforgettable with Kenny J's Barbecue. Skip the stress and bring home slow smoked perfection. Pre-order your Thanksgiving meal today. Text 801-230-5396. And come eat with Hans and Scotty coming up tomorrow from noon to 3 at Kenny J's in the district. Ben and I can both attest the food is quite good.
Amazing. I really love it.
Making me hungry, in fact.
Yeah.
Time for the Big 12 Power Poll, where we rank all 37 teams in the Big 12 from bottom to top.
You're not kidding. I was making sure I had the records right for all these teams, and one of the teams that says ranked 13th in the Big 12. I thought, how are there that many teams in any conference? 13 teams in the Big 12. Pretty good. Anyways, speaking of not pretty good.
Not pretty good. Number 16, Oklahoma State.
Quite bad, actually.
Can we just skip to, 4?
Oklahoma State, 1-8. Lost to Kansas, 38-21. Great news. Bye week this weekend. So they will be 1-8 the next time we talk about them. I've enjoyed not talking about Oklahoma State.
Yeah, but we're still talking about them.
Yeah, but we do it once a week for 22 seconds, and that's all they deserve. But that was a weird team. I enjoyed the bizarreness of the Gundy experience that we had for a couple of years, but it's gone now, and I don't know if Oklahoma State's coming back.
Number 15, West Virginia.
Should we have had West Virginia higher? They did just crush Houston.
Yeah, what's up with you guys?
Yes, I had them at 13. I don't know what. Hey, West Virginia, 2 of those 3 wins are quote-unquote good wins.
Pitt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pitt, who's currently second in the ACC.
And Houston.
Who brought at least a decent record into the game. I'm not saying West Virginia's winning the national title, but does Central Florida have 2 better wins than that? I doubt it.
They have more wins than that, though.
I know,
but
hey, don't be college football playoff committee and get caught up in the record 100% of the time. You beat Pitt and Houston. Those are 2 decent wins.
Oh, did they not get resorted? Let me do this really quick. Hold on here. Hold on. Oh, you're right. See, we did this right. Give me 2 seconds.
Very
Christian,
confused.
Data, sort range, Z to A. Why did that not work? Hold on. Sorry, this is good radio. I know it is.
Here, I'm going to
We
bring
can
up...
move to the real number 15.
Hold on. I can do it.
It's Central Florida.
Start over, Christian.
Well, we know Oklahoma State is
Yeah,
There we go.
Here's Central Florida's wins, including one over West Virginia, which is funny. But Jacksonville State, North Carolina A&T, and then they do have a win over the adult novelty heiress, 34-9.
Okay, so to clarify, Oklahoma State is at 16. 15 is Central Florida.
Uh-huh.
Central Florida, 4-4, lost to Baylor 30-3. They are behind West Virginia, who actually did make a jump after beating Houston. So apologies. Central Florida is at number 15. Christian, what's next?
Number 14, Colorado.
3-6, lost to Arizona 52-17.
Got dump trucked by Arizona. It's not going well for old Dion.
No, it's fallen apart. I wonder if he will depart after the season. Maybe not. I mean, they keep paying him, and he'll be happy to have the money.
Well,
but
they're not going to fire him.
No, they're not. So
I mean, honestly, and I'm no Deion Sanders as a coach fan, but they'd be crazy to fire him. There's still more juice in Boulder than there had been in decades.
To the point, they play West Virginia this weekend, and people will pay attention because Deion Sanders is coaching, and these are 2 of the worst teams in a, very okay conference.
So I know Deion's had some health stuff, and he's dating a pop star, but unless he wants to go anywhere.
Yeah, unless he goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he may want to take a year off, focus on his health, and then try and find a better job.
Next.
Now, at number 13, we get to West Virginia.
And they have, like I
That
said,
makes more sense.
they have 2 decent wins. Like beating Pitt and beating Houston are decent wins. We're
That
not
was my
talking
fault.
about knocking off Ohio State, but West Virginia has shown life this year.
I think this is right. I think they're better than Oklahoma State. I think they're better than Central Florida. I think they're better than Colorado. I think that's totally fair. And yes, we all gave them a boost of at least 2 spots or at least 1 spot in their latest rankings. I'm not a huge believer, certainly in what West Virginia is doing, but yeah, beating Houston soundly at Houston is a good win.
Next.
Number 12, Kansas.
You know what's interesting about them? Nothing.
Arizona this weekend. I think they'll lose. I do think they have a chance to go to a bowl game.
Awesome. Number 11,
Hey, they would have killed for that for a long time at Kansas.
Iowa State up next.
Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. This team stinks. Just lost to Arizona State with their backup quarterback. 19 points. Matt Campbell doing the Matt Campbell special.
I believe that's 4 losses in a row.
Now say the same thing about Texas Tech with the disdain about Arizona State in your voice.
They did. Arizona State did. Well, we're not talking about Arizona State. We're talking about Iowa State.
I know, but you just
5
such
and 4.
disdain lost to Arizona State. My Lanta,
No,
they're
I
terrible.
didn't. I don't think I mentioned Arizona State. It's that they've lost, 4 in a row, that they were number 1 in this poll for a while, and just can't get it together. The offense absolutely is horrendous. They were fake the whole time. Tricked me again. I'm not buying into Matt Campbell teams anymore. I think he's a pretty good coach, but
Well, they did win the league like 2 years ago. But yeah. Next.
Number 10, Baylor.
5 and 4 beat Central Florida 30-3 on a bye week this weekend.
Yeah, I think they're going to take an L to the Utes. I don't think Baylor is for real. But I don't think Central Florida's for real, so I don't know. What do you do with that game?
Nothing. You forget about
Not
it.
a thing. Yep. Next.
Number 9, Kansas State.
4 and 5, lost to Texas Tech 43-20, jumped out early, and people thought maybe there's a chance, and then you realize no.
Was it both of you that thought Kansas State was going to beat Texas Tech?
Oh, it was me
No,
for
Jake
sure.
thinks Texas Tech's a bad football
I
team.
think they're going to lose every game.
I know Kansas State is a average to bad football team, so no, I expected
I
Texas
do
Tech
think
to win that game.
Kansas State is good enough to sneak up on teams still, and Utah still has to play Kansas State, so they should keep that in mind. Avery Johnson is a fine running quarterback that can do to you what Utah likes to do to teams. I don't know if I'd predict that, but I do think Kansas State is capable of winning.
The fact that that game's at Utah is a bad omen for Kansas State.
Next.
Number 8, Arizona.
They've had a pretty reasonable season.
Yeah,
Considering how bad last year was.
I like Brent Brennan. I liked him when they hired him, and I know it didn't go all that well, and I think it's going better. I still think you could make an argument he's the right man for the job there in Arizona. He still has the opportunity to do maybe not awesome things this year, but I mean, Jed Fish leaving was tough. They had to hire the next guy because they can't afford to fire anybody, so maybe Brennan's got it going.
They can move to bowl eligibility with a win over Kansas this weekend. I would expect they get it. They're at home. And they did to Colorado what you should do to Colorado, beating them 52-17.
Next.
Number 7, Houston.
Dropped 4 spots, and rightfully so. You can't lose at home to Central Florida when you are
West
potentially to West Virginia. Excuse me. They play Central Florida this weekend. You can't lose to West Virginia when you're in potentially the driver's seat to go to the Big 12 title game.
Yeah, and the way they lost wasn't great either because it's not like it was competitive and they blew it.
And they're a
they
defensive
legit
team.
got beat at home by West Virginia. So,
Rolled 45 points at home to West Virginia.
yeah, it's not
It
good.
was pathetic.
Next.
Number 6, Arizona State.
Beat Iowa State 24-19. They go into a bye week. They are sitting on 6 wins. And what has been far from a good season, it's a good sign that Arizona State's kind of down year is easily going to coast into bowl eligibility, and they will probably pick up a few more wins to the point where Kenny Dillingham's a good coach. He's got that program in a really good spot.
If you have a good coach, the bottom you hope isn't so bad. Like you can't win 10 games every year. I mean, some schools can, but there's like 3 of them.
Not pretending it was a good season last year for Utah. It wasn't. But if it feels like the bottom is completely fallen out and you win 5 games still, you're probably an okay program. And that's probably what Arizona State's going to be dealing with. Even in a disastrous year, if you lose your quarterback and you don't have health for anybody, which is the case for Utah last season, you still win 5. And for Arizona State now, at least 6.
Oh, they're 6-3, and they've beat the Raiders.
Yep.
I mean, it's a
good year.
it's
Certainly
a
not
decent
a great
year. It's not bottoming out Colorado style.
Correct.
which it's tough to get off the mat when you bottom out Colorado style.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think Dilly's a good coach. Next.
He should be looked at by some of these SEC schools that have open jobs.
I don't think he'd leave Arizona
I don't
State.
know if he would either, but the right job.
There might be a little wit there that he has a recipe to win at Arizona State. He knows what it is, and he's confident it will succeed. His act might not. I'm not saying it wouldn't, but it might not work as well somewhere else.
You're right.
All right, next.
Number 5, Jake's Cincinnati Bearcats.
Tough loss for the Bearcats.
Yeah, expected. They were horrible. They're not a real team. They're worse than Houston. This is a mediocre football team that hadn't played anyone all year and skated through.
I had to move him down 2 spots.
You had to move them down to just barely in front of Texas Tech.
I moved him down to 3. I don't think they had their best game against Utah. It's true.
Yeah, they're not good. They are on a bye week now, so they have to sit with that loss for 14 days before Sorsby gets back on the field.
He was the difference. The Utah really played well and made him look average. I don't think he is average, honestly. I know you're super down on the Bearcats. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, and Utah made him look pretty bad. And I'm not saying that he's Jared Goff because he's not, but I remember when Jared Goff came to Rice-Eccles Stadium and game day was there, and Jared Goff threw like 5 interceptions or something like that, and Utah made him look pretty mediocre.
Or
and then
worse.
and then he goes and is the number 1 pick in the draft, you know. I don't think Sorsby is what he represented himself against the Utes. I think the Utes made him have a long day.
Utah can do that to teams.
Yeah.
That is not necessarily a reflection of Sorsby's
I don't
future.
think Goff was a bad quarterback. I think Utah made him have a long day. That's kind of my take on Sorsby.
Cincinnati, after their bye week, closes the season with Arizona, BYU, and TCU. How many of those games do they win? Those are good teams. All those are pretty good teams. They go 1-2. They go 2-1. I don't think they're going 3-0.
They're not. I give them the benefit of the doubt with 2-1 right now.
I'd say beating Arizona and TCU. That'd be good. That'd be a good close. That'd be a good year.
Next.
Number 4, Texas Christian. TCU.
Yeah, I don't know. Why are they number 4?
Because the rest of the league is pretty average, at best. They'll take on Iowa State after their bye week. Or, this weekend. They had the bye week this past week. So they should be well rested and beating an Iowa State team that's seemingly falling apart at the seams. So I'm going to take TCU in this game to move to 7-2, which is a sneaky good season for a team that probably isn't getting a lot of run right now in the Big 12.
Next.
Number 3, the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
I still had Texas Tech at 2. Christian had bumped them down to 3.
Well, Christian had them at 5 last week, so that's moving up. I had them down at 4. I think they lose by 20 this week.
To BYU?
Yeah.
You think they're going to get smoked?
I think the Bear pantses them on national TV.
The closer we get to this game, the more I do think BYU is going to win this weekend, which is not maybe how I felt 2 or 3 weeks ago, but BYU just continues to look better and get more impressive week in and week out. And now you come off a bye week. Both of these teams are BYU is. That should give them an edge, especially if LJ Martin's playing.
I think they should have a lot of confidence offensively going up against the Raiders. And I got it that the Raiders have a pretty good defense, but the Bears look great. BYU's defense has been a little leaky for a couple of weeks. It's been really great at times, but then at other times, that Iowa State team you were crapping all over, Ben, really ran up and down the field for the first half.
Yeah, they did.
So I don't think they can get away with that against Texas Tech. I made the joke yesterday, key for BYU is to get down 20 early. And I don't think they can get away with that against the Raiders. So
BYU is going to have to play their best game of the season to win on Saturday at 10 a.m. But I think they absolutely have all the tools to do it.
Next.
Number 2, the Red Hot Utah Utes.
7-2, crushed Cincinnati 45-14. They haven't beaten the best teams on their schedule. They destroyed basically everybody else.
They've got a recipe for success. They do. They're really, what they're good at, they're really good at it. And Cincinnati wasn't good enough to make them pay.
I don't have any idea how we have Utah ahead of Texas Tech on this poll.
Well,
but
I think they're better. Devin Dampier had to tape his leg on to play against the Raiders. Are you kidding? They're lucky they scored at all.
I did have the thought that, do you say that so when they are debating at the end of the college football playoff, final rankings, they say, well, the Texas Tech loss, there was an injury there. Remember, they kept undefeated Florida State out because their quarterback was hurt.
Because this just in. People are dumb. Yeah.
So you just sprinkle that out there. Who cares? Create false content. Now, I do think he was actually a little
Devin
beat
Dampier
up in
was
that
playing
game,
with 4 toes in that
but
game.
that's not the reason they lost to Texas Tech. But why do you care? Just throw that out there. Be like, yeah, Everyone had COVID on the
I
team.
came away unimpressed with the Raiders, honestly, after that game against the Utes.
Okay, we'll see what they do this weekend at home.
Well, number 1, BYU.
Coming off a bye, 8-0, one of 4 undefeated teams in the country on the road at Texas Tech, top 10 matchup. The games BYU fans have been dreaming of since they left Independence. This is everything you want.
Is Big Noon and Game Day going to be there?
I don't think both can be.
Why not?
That might be illegal.
Illegal, like it's been legislated against.
You never
because
know these days.
the game is actually on Big Fox,
It
right?
is, but it's at 10 a.m.
Uh-huh.
So that would conflict with...
Why would Game Day go to the Big Noon game and Big Noon not go to the Big Noon game?
Where is Big Noon? Big Noon Saturday this weekend. Oof. Okay.
Aren't Pitts going to Iowa?
Oregon at Iowa.
Oh no, that's Big Noon. That's
Yeah, that's Herb.
No,
That's-
game day is in Lubbock.
Yeah.
okay.
Dave Portnoy is going to be trying the fine pizza of Iowa.
Man, he's been married to Utah Pizza for about a month now.
Recap. Tippy toes.
Top 10, number 10, Baylor. Number 9, Kansas State. Number 8, Arizona. Number 7, Houston. Number 6, Arizona State. Number 5, Cincinnati. Number 4, TCU. Number 3, Texas Tech. Number 2, Utah. Number 1, BYU.
I think there are 3 pretty good teams at the top of this conference. I think the rest of the conference is not very good. Maybe I don't know what to make fully of TCU, but that's the problem when all these teams don't play each other. You don't really get a sense of who's who. But the nice thing is Texas Tech, BYU, and Utah all get to play each other this year. It's the 3 heavyweights actually fighting, so we should have an idea of who's the best team here.
That concept you're talking about is the most annoying in the Big Ten, right? We can agree that the good teams in the Big Ten never play each other.
And that's not entirely true. Oregon had to play Indiana, but Indiana does not have to play Iowa State. So how do we know until the conference championship game?
Iowa.
Indiana does not have to play Ohio State.
Ohio State, okay.
Yeah.
I was
Did I
gonna
say Iowa State?
Iowa State is in the Big 12.
In the Big 12. Indiana does not have to play Ohio State in conference play this year.
See, Iowa and Ohio, different states.
Different. But you can see how I
Entirely.
messed them up. We've been talking a lot about Iowa State and how Big Noon Saturday is going to Iowa.
Well, one's truly a Midwestern state.
Uh-huh.
What would you classify Ohio as?
That's
What do they
definitely
call
Midwestern. Absolutely.
that? I thought there was a more specific word for that particular region. It's not the. Is it? That's not the Rust Belt.
No, that's full Midwest. Ohio? Yeah.
But not Iowa. Not the same thing. I'm sorry. I'm somewhat trying to bring up Indiana's schedule just to see who they have left out of sheer curiosity. At Penn State, Wisconsin at home, at Purdue.
Penn State's a team that has a football team on
Football
their
program. Uh-huh.
their school.
Our friend Mickey Mental coming up next, coach at Weber State. Stay tuned. 97.5 DKSL Sports Zone.